There's a moment that comes before the freedom, before the calm, before you can finally look at your bank account and feel nothing but steady ground beneath your feet. It's not the moment you expect. It's not a promotion or a windfall or a lucky break. It's something quieter. Something that happens in the dark, when nobody's watching. And if you miss it, you'll keep spinning. Here's what always happens before you reach financial peace. Harry makes $62,000 a year. His rent is $1,400. Student loans take another $450. Car payment, $280. Insurance, utilities, groceries, gas. It all adds up to a monthly burn rate of about $3,800. That leaves him with roughly $1,300 a month. Some months he saves $200. Some months he saves nothing. He's not drowning, but he's not swimming either. He's treading water. And the exhausting part isn't the math. It's the feeling that no matter how hard he works, the needle barely moves. He's 31. He's tired. And he's starting to suspect that the problem isn't his income. It's something else. Something he hasn't named yet. He just doesn't know where to look. One Sunday afternoon, Harry's scrolling and stumbles across a used copy of a book he's heard mentioned a few times. He orders it.
$17.
It arrives on a Wednesday. He reads it in 2 sittings. The book doesn't promise miracles. It doesn't sell a system. It just makes one quiet argument, that financial peace isn't about how much you make. It's about how much space you create between what you earn and what you need. And that space? It's built with decisions. Small ones. Boring ones. Repeated over and over until they disappear into routine. Harry finishes the last page and sits there for a minute. Then he opens a spreadsheet. He labels 4 columns: income, fixed, variable, gap. He fills in the numbers. For the first time in years, he sees the whole picture in one place. It takes him 11 minutes. That's the inciting moment. Not the book. The spreadsheet. The first month is the hardest, but not for the reason he expects. The changes he makes are tiny. He cancels a subscription he forgot he had. He meal preps on Sundays. He starts bringing lunch to work 3 days a week. He sets up an automatic transfer of $200 on payday into a separate savings account he doesn't touch. None of it feels like progress. He's still living in the same apartment. Still driving the same car. Still eating the same food mostly. The discipline isn't dramatic. It's dull. And that's the problem. There's no dopamine hit.
No visible transformation.
Just the slow, invisible accumulation of margin. By the end of week 3, he almost stops. Not because it's hard. Because it feels like nothing's happening. But he doesn't stop. He keeps the transfer. He keeps the lunches. He keeps the spreadsheet open every Sunday night. And that quiet persistence, that refusal to need it to feel good, is the first real shift. Month 4. Harry's car breaks down. Not catastrophically, but enough. The repair costs $900. A year ago, this would have sent him straight to a credit card. But now he has $1,100 in that separate account. He pulls from it.
Pay cash.
Rebuilds the account over the next 6 weeks. And something changes. Not in his bank balance, in his nervous system. He realizes he just absorbed a hit without flinching. Without spiraling. Without that sick, falling feeling in his chest. This is the test scene. The moment his identity starts to shift. He's no longer someone who hopes nothing goes wrong. He's someone who's ready when it does. The difference is subtle. But it's everything. Because for the first time, he's not reacting to his financial life. He's responding. And that gap, between reaction and response, is where peace starts to grow. Slowly. Quietly. One boring decision at a time. Around month 7, Harry starts noticing a pattern. He writes it down. 3 stages. First, you stop the bleeding. You get your expenses below your income and you keep them there.
No tricks. No hacks.
Just ruthless clarity about what's coming in and what's going out. Second, you build the buffer. You stack enough cash that small emergencies don't become big ones. You create space. Room to breathe. Room to think. And third, you redirect. You take the margin you've protected and you aim it at something that matters. Debt. Investments. A goal. A future that isn't just reacting to the present. He calls it the 3-filter reset. Stop. Buffer. Redirect. It's not flashy. It's not original. But it's his. And naming it makes it real. Makes it something he can point to when the noise gets loud. When someone asks why he's not upgrading his phone or leasing a new car, he doesn't explain. He just knows. He's filtered it. The small levers start stacking. Harry doesn't make more money in year 1. But he shifts 3 things. He moves to a cheaper phone plan and saves $32 a month. He negotiates his car insurance down by bundling and saves $41. He stops buying coffee out 4 days a week and saves another $60. None of these changes are impressive. None of them make a good story at a dinner party. But together, they free up $133 a month. $1,600 a year. That $1,600 goes straight into the buffer, then into debt payoff, then into a Roth IRA he opens in month 11. He automates it all. The transfers. The payments. The contributions. He removes the decisions. And here's the thing nobody tells you. Systems don't feel like freedom at first. They feel like constraints. Like giving up control. But that's the trick. You're not giving up control. You're giving up the exhausting illusion that you have to choose every time. You choose once. Then you let the system choose for you. And that's when the margin starts to multiply. By month 14, Harry's numbers look different. His savings account has $3,200. His smallest student loan is paid off. His credit card balance is 0. His net worth, which was negative $7,100 when he started, is now negative $4,200. He's still in the red. But the direction has flipped. And when he looks at the spreadsheet, he doesn't feel shame anymore. He feels momentum. The point isn't that he's rich. The point isn't that he's debt-free. The point is the pattern. The pattern is what changes everything. Because once you see it, once you realize that small, boring, repeated actions compound into something unrecognizable, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop waiting for more. You just keep going. And the pattern does the work. That's the reset. That's the moment most people miss. They're looking for the big win. The breakthrough. The explosion. But financial peace doesn't explode. It accumulates. Slowly. Quietly. In the margins. Year 2. Harry gets a raise. $4,000 a year. About $330 a month after taxes. His first instinct is to celebrate. Upgrade something. Relax the grip. But he doesn't. He filters it. He runs it through the 3-filter reset. The bleeding's already stopped. The buffer's already built. So it goes to redirect. Half into his Roth. Half into knocking out the next loan. His lifestyle doesn't change. His rent stays the same. His car stays the same. His clothes, his routines, his daily rhythm, none of it shifts. This is the climax. This is the bend. The moment he could have inflated his life to match his income. The moment most people do. But Harry doesn't. And that decision, that refusal to let his expenses chase his earnings, is the handoff. The moment he stops living paycheck to paycheck in his mind. Even when the checks get bigger. Because financial peace isn't about having more. It's about needing less. And when you crack that code, everything changes. Not overnight. Not visibly. But deeply. Permanently. In the foundation. The invisible part is the hardest part to protect. Because once you start winning, people notice. They ask questions. They wonder why you're still driving that car. Still living in that place. Still wearing those jeans. And if you're not careful, their confusion becomes your doubt. This is where most people break. Not because the system fails. Because the pressure to look like you've made it becomes louder than the system itself. Harry feels it. A coworker buys a house. A friend leases a Tesla. His brother upgrades to a luxury apartment downtown. And for a few weeks, Harry wonders if he's doing it wrong. If he's being cheap. If he's missing out. But then he opens the spreadsheet. He looks at the trajectory. He remembers the car breaking down in month 4. He remembers the sick feeling that used to come with every unexpected expense. And he realizes, this is stealth wealth. This is the discipline nobody sees. The gap between what you can afford and what you actually do. That gap is power. That gap is peace. And protecting it means staying boring. Staying invisible. Staying committed to the pattern, even when no one's clapping. So here's what always happens before you reach financial peace. You stop waiting for more and start working with what you have. You name the pattern and you build a system around it. You face a test and you pass it not with brilliance but with preparation. You filter every dollar through a framework that protects your margin. You let the small levers stack until they become a foundation. You get a break and you don't celebrate by spending it. You stay invisible even when you start winning. And you protect the gap. The space between earning and needing. That's where peace lives. Not in the balance. In the buffer. Not in the income. In the intention. You can start tonight. Open a spreadsheet. 4 columns. Income, fixed, variable, gap. Fill it in. Stare at it. Then make one small decision. One transfer. One cut. One automation. That's the inciting moment. That's the decision that compounds. This is educational content, not financial advice. But if you're tired of treading water, this is the pattern. And the pattern always works. Not fast. Not loud. But completely.